What's up guys, Paramoto here. How are you guys doing today? Today I'm doing amazing and I hope you guys are too. Today's story starts off with a tale of what I can only classify as perseverance, dedication, and perhaps even a little bit of stupidity. We're going to try to take out the Panigale today. If you guys don't understand what I'm talking about, let me insert a clip of the last time we tried to start the Panigale. Yeah, note to self, don't leave your bike on all night long. Now we're cooking with gasoline, boys. Let's get to today's video. What's up guys, Paramoto here. How you guys doing today? Today I'm doing amazing. So guys, welcome to Topic Tuesday. What I want to talk about today is the top 5 things that I wish I would have known as a new rider. The goal of today's video is basically just to try to improve the lives of everybody that's new on motorcycles and try to make things a little bit easier for you. There's a lot of knowledge that basically anybody that's been riding for any length of time could probably impart on a new rider that'll make your life easier. I mean, there's no reason why we shouldn't, share knowledge just so that, we don't have to go through the same struggles over and over again and we can learn and grow together. So I have generally 5 things that I can talk about today that I think would improve the lives of a new rider and take into account that I'm just an average guy on YouTube. I've been riding for 7 years. I've seen a thing or two, but I haven't seen everything, not by a long shot, and I can be better at almost anything. So the first thing I want to talk about that can improve the lives of a new rider is something that I actually learned very recently, and that's when your bike breaks is not the time to learn how to fix your bike. You guys saw the intro. It was me starting up my motorcycle as I just deep cycled my battery by leaving it on, I don't know, probably up to 24 hours accidentally. So that was a big mistake on my part. Before I did that, I had no idea how to take off the plastics. I had no idea how to jump start this motorcycle. I had no idea where the battery was, and I had to figure out all of that crap before I could make a Topic Tuesday. And I was kind of crunched for time, and I was just like, man, if I don't get this bike running, then Topic Tuesday is not going to come out. This is unacceptable. When your bike breaks is not the time to learn how to fix your bike, guys. It's generally not a bad idea to familiarize yourself with where everything is on your motorcycle, from where your battery is to what tools you may need, and generally get used to maybe the things that might break. Like if you ride a dual sport, learn how to change a tire tube. If you ride a sport bike, make sure you know where your battery is and how to get to it, and make sure that you carry the tools with you if your battery is getting kind of sketchy, That's something that I learned personally very recently. I didn't even know where to jump the bike. I was positive terminal, and I'm like, okay, I need steel now to ground this thing. What is steel on this motorcycle? So I put it on the subframe. I put the negative ground on the subframe, and it wasn't working. It wasn't jumping the motorcycle because it wasn't steel. I had to figure out that, put it on the back axle. Second thing that I want to talk about is especially geared to that new rider that's starting to get some confidence. I went through this as a newer rider, and I hope you guys didn't. I hope you guys aren't as ignorant as I was. But to be totally honest with you, when I always came up to my motorcycle, I felt like I was large and in charge. I felt like I was the boss man. Get ready to lube up your buttholes, the boss man's here. That's not the case, guys. That's not the case. Even if you guys have a 300cc motorcycle, that motorcycle is more capable than you are. The motorcycle will accelerate faster, will lean in harder, will brake better, and generally will outperform you in every single way, especially when you're a beginner. You're not the boss of that bike. You need to have respect for it, and that's one thing that I found out, when I stepped up. I just thought that I had control of motorcycles, and then all of a sudden I stepped onto a new motorcycle, and I'm doing 12 o'clock wheelies, accidentally giving myself a heart attack because I didn't have respect. You need to have respect for these machines, no matter how big or small they are. It'll help you survive out here, for sure. So that guy creeping out in the road brings us into number 3. So the number 3 thing that I want to talk about is the fact that while we're out here on 2 wheels, you are responsible for your own safety. This is huge. This is something that a lot of people go through when they switch from like riding cars full-time to throwing motorcycles in the mix, is the fact that you're really responsible for your own safety. You know, you get home based on your own riding abilities and like the decisions that you make, you know? And in a car, this isn't so much. Like in a car, you know, even if you get a wreck, you'll probably be fine. Like you're probably gonna be just fine. There's gonna be nothing to it. But on a motorcycle, even a minor fender bender might be a trip to the hospital. That's one thing that a lot of newer riders, you know, don't really know. They kind of think they're invincible, that people are gonna respect the traffic laws and like, you know, this car won't pull out in front of me, I have the right of way. Huh, wrong. You are responsible for your own safety out here on the streets, 110%. But I do have some pro tips for you. Generally, there's two ways that I tell exactly how a car is going, okay? And I compare it to fighters. So if a fighter is like ready to box somebody, right? They're not looking at their fists to see where the punch is coming from. They're looking at their shoulders, because that's where the punch is coming from, is the shoulder. The same thing holds true for motorcycles and cars. When you're going down the road and there's turnoffs for people to come out onto the main road directly in front of you, don't be looking at the body of the car. Look at their tires. If the front tires are pointed towards you, that means they're going to pull out and they're going to pull directly in front of you and cross your right of way. If the tires are pointed away from you, still dangerous, but a little bit of a better situation. They're going to pull out in the road in front of you, but you're going to have a little bit more time to think. Likes the bike. So you might say, Paramoto, what happens if you can't see their front tires because they're blocked? So your next question might be, hey Paramoto, what happens when you can't see the front wheels? You know, then your point doesn't really make any sense. Yes, it does, and I'll tell you why. Even if you can't see their front wheels, you'll likely be able to see their back wheels. And your back wheels will at least be able to tell you whether that car is in motion, about to pull out in the road, or what they're generally planning on doing. So if you can't watch the front wheels pointing towards you or away from you, you can always watch their back wheels. And that's one way that you can keep yourself safe. I'll be totally honest with you, I am not above literally braking in the middle of like a road like this if somebody's about to turn out in front of me. I don't care. I'll go 20 miles an hour on a 45 if it means that that person will eventually see me and I won't die. Your safety is your top priority out here in the streets, and you are responsible for your own safety. Guarantee this person's never gonna go. The question then becomes, do I go around you? As we're talking about safety. So ladies and gentle tubers, this brings us to our number 4 tip that I have for the new rider. Our number 4 tip is that you need to have a moto emergency fund. Your bike is going to eventually break down, your bike is eventually going to need service, and you need to have some money set aside. This is especially true for me. I have 2 motorcycles. Both brands of these motorcycles are not known to have, you know, super dead fast reliability like a Japanese bike. So I have to have some money set aside. Money set aside for servicing, for new tires, for the unexpected shop visit that I'm, you know, would destroy my checking account otherwise. I have to have some money set aside for this kind of thing. Whether it's $200 just to help you along, that's a second thumbs up for the bike today, or $1,000 to pay for the year's service on both your motorcycles. You need to have something set aside. You will thank yourself in the long run. So guys, we are on our 5th and final tip for the new rider. Our 5th and final tip for the new rider is that motorcycle riding is a skill. It's a practice that you need to master to be able to survive out here. What I want you guys to do is I want you guys to practice these skills. I want you guys to practice riding, turning. I want you guys to especially practice is the mastery of your clutch and your throttle. You need to master your craft of riding a motorcycle, especially your clutch and throttle control. You probably heard, if you took an MSF course, that the vast majority of times that you're going to drop your motorcycle is during your slow speed maneuvers. If you have your clutch and your throttle control on point, locked down, you're probably not going to dump your bike. It's those low speed around the parking lot things that typically end up getting people. It's really not the high speed freeway runs. It's like the little stuff that you wouldn't really expect it that'll end up getting you. There is so much control in your clutch and throttle. I'll be honest with you, I typically only use my brakes if I'm like heavily applying brakes because I'm going fast. Typically in like around the town traffic, I don't really need to use my brakes that much. I generally keep my motorcycle going as fast as I needed to go to be able to maneuver. So like, if this is going to come to a stop sign, I'm probably going to be able to, without even touching the brake, get it down to 10 or 15 miles an hour, and then slowly apply about this much braking to get it to stop all the way. And you know what? You know, it's so important to learn the craft that is motorcycle riding, and especially your clutch and throttle control, because your clutch and throttle control is truly the heart of your motorcycle riding skills. So guys, that takes us to the end of today's Topic Tuesday. If you guys like the channel, you like the video, you want to see the channel grow, please make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're subscribed already, hit that bell notification. I just had somebody tell me that they're not seeing my videos. I've been here every Tuesday and Thursday, friends. If you don't see my videos pop up, you need to hit that bell notification. But anyway, guys, that's it for today's video. I appreciate you guys watching. I love you. And anyway, I'll see you guys next time.